Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am so psyched. Let me see if I can get this to post. Are we live? Yes. Let me see if I can get this to post. It's a weird color. I don't know what's going on with this. Hang on one second. Is this on? I think there's some strange filter thing. There is some strange filter thing on. I have to adjust it so that it doesn't look so orange and so strange. Give me a sec. Let me see if I can, make this right. Hopefully we are live. I'm not sure. Let's see. We're going to talk about Mercury retrograde. So it's kind of funny. And that this is happening, just symbolically, that it's all weird, but let me see. Okay, so welcome everyone. I'm gonna try to make this not yellow. How do I do that? Better, right? I think so. So strange. I don't know what is going on in terms of this bizarre slider thing with color, but that's Mercury retrograde. It's all about your communication and clarifying your communication and changing the energy of your communication in amazing ways. So today we're going to talk about Mercury retrograde as something incredibly amazing. This Mercury retrograde, which starts on Saturday, it's always about alignment. But this one is really about alignment in your self-expression. And when your expression, when all your communication is aligned, when your thoughts, words, actions are all lined up with what you want, amazing things can happen with ease. And that is what this is all about. Mercury retrograde is an amazing way to harness your manifesting power and align your life. So let's talk for just a minute, short minute, about how this retrograde tends to be perceived as something negative and everything's crazy and everything's upside down. That's not the case at all. What happens is that when things slow down, specifically, let's just say there's this symbolic sense of slowing down in what you're doing. You start to see things that maybe you didn't see before. Maybe before you didn't see the typos in your emails. Maybe before you didn't see the way that you were rushing through the details of things. Maybe before you didn't see the clutter that was building up in your email. Maybe before you didn't see how you were eating. That wasn't really, you were just kind of like shoveling food down in between meetings and Zooms and things. Maybe you didn't see that stuff before. Maybe you didn't notice that you're exhausted. Maybe you just didn't notice. You didn't have the time to notice. And now with the retrograde, when things slow down, and there are a few retrograde planets happening on the way, like things are starting to slow down a little bit so that we can align. The idea here is that Mercury retrograde doesn't throw your life upside down. It shows you exactly how and where you can make breakthroughs. Thank you so much. I love that comment. So how and where you can make breakthroughs. So do you specifically for you know ways that you communicate? And you communicate in all kinds of ways. So let's go through a couple of the ways we communicate. How we obviously speak, how we communicate via text and emails and things that we might write for work or write in general, how we make art, how we get dressed up, how we, all these things communicate, and as well as everything, how we perceive everything in our home. So, do you have a sense just right now, and for everyone, whether you're live or watching the replay later, of where and how your communication feels flat or boring or robotic or not as dazzling as it could be, or where you're not speaking up, where you're not speaking your truth, where you're not showing up fully? Do you have a sense of that for yourself? Because having a deep sense of that for yourself, or getting a sense of that for yourself where you're not fully expressed, is going to make the biggest difference. It's going to help you to put more power and detail and sharpness and you-ness, your gifts, your talents, your perspective, your heart and soul behind what matters. And when you do this, you get more aligned. Your energy from the very base of your spine, that root chakra, all the way up, gets very aligned, and you start having an impact. You start having that energy flowing. You start seeing things come together. This is why Mercury retrograde is so epic. So don't worry about whatever you see that's, oh no, I'm late for this appointment. So you're late for an appointment. It'll work out. Believe but if you are late for an appointment, ask yourself, where is my energy going? Do I need to get more organized in my schedule? Do I need to get more organized in my home? Is it that I couldn't find my keys? Is it that I forgot because I got distracted? I have too many distractions. You're going to pick up information, take that information and use it to transform your life. So it's a season of making breakthroughs in so many ways. We just had a massive eclipse yesterday. That energy is still happening everywhere for the next 6 months. It's all unfolding, clearing away obstacles. And now this Mercury retrograde starts on Saturday, which is literally, how do I get more deeply aligned? Ask the universe to show you, show me where I can get more aligned. Show me where my communication can be more clear. Show me where I can show up more fully. And you will see insanely incredible things happen. So it is breakthrough camp season. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Feng Shui camps, throughout the year, there are these 8-week immersions that happen once a year, and we're in the season of breakthroughs, and the breakthrough camp is open. It's closing soon. We're starting soon. And it is literally Feng Shui to align your energy to make breakthroughs and align your home to make breakthroughs. And we're going to talk about your home and Mercury retrograde in just a sec. So the idea here is that when you are in this alignment, you can move to the next level with ease. If you're trying to do things and you're distracted, if you're trying to do something and at the same time thinking in the back of your head, I'm not sure, let me think about it, let me think about it, let me think about it, you're working at cross purposes with yourself. This retrograde time and this last eclipse and everything that's ahead is all about clear the path ahead, be decisive, be decluttered, be clear-minded, get your mind right and your energy strong so that you are in flow. Whenever something comes up for me during any retrograde, I always think to myself, thank you. Now I have the opportunity to make this better. Now I know exactly where to focus. I'm not like, ooh, I don't know what to change. I know exactly what to do. And so for you, this is going to be something personal. If you have access to there's so many ways to get your astrological chart right now. You can look and see what house the retrograde falls in Gemini, and you can see how it is affecting you specifically. And it doesn't mean that wherever it falls in whatever house of your chart, that it's going to cause chaos. All it means is that it's an opportunity to up level. It's an opportunity to upgrade. So take that and run with it. If you hear people saying, oh, gee, retrograde, oh, it's terrible, oh, this, just ignore it. Or you might want to offer this idea to them that this is a chance to make your life so much better in such personal and specific ways. And so now, in Gemini has a lot to do with mind. Mercury and Gemini are in harmony. And so this is ultra positive, and it has a lot to do with your mind and a lot to do with what you've been focused on. You want to focus on things that help you to grow. Now, the reason why the Breakthrough Camp is so cool. And the reason why we're going to talk about home is because everything you see around you is communicating to you. It's affecting your mindset. How do you feel when your house is totally clean? Amazing, right? You feel clarity, probably. You feel more energy. You feel more alive. You feel incredible. It's like, oh, everything's a fresh start. I can think now. Some people have told me they can't study or they can't do their work unless they do something like vacuum or dust or do something, sweep the floors. All of this is because your environment, the energy in it, as well as the things that you see and how they are and where they are communicating to you constantly. So how many of you see things in your house that are unfinished projects? I see one beside me. How many of you see things in your house that you were working on fixing and then you got busy or distracted and you didn't finish it? I have one of those too. How many of you have things that you've been wanting to, projects you've been wanting to do, and maybe you just got overwhelmed thinking about it and you put it aside? I have one of all of those. And you probably have some unfinished projects or some projects that aren't quite right, or some things that you've been wanting to do and you don't know where to begin. And now is the time to learn and dig in. It's an amazing time to actually learn new things. It's an amazing time to do research. It's an amazing time to get into classes. If you purchase classes and you haven't done them, it's a time to finish them. It's an amazing, amazing time to declutter. So if you have that mental and physical hoarding of too much stuff, or not even hoarding, but the way that someone phrased it was hoarding, but just accumulation of too much stuff, now is a great time to commit for the next few weeks ahead to letting some stuff go. Commit to finishing those projects, learning how slowly, step by step, to get them done. It's very overwhelming when you dive into something and you're like, okay, I have to figure this out right now, 100%. And it's big and you have a lot to learn. So make sure that you're being really gentle with yourself and being aware of the gradient that you're giving to yourself. Learn step by step. Mercury is about slowing down when it's in retrograde and really paying attention to the details of everything. How do I do this one thing on my computer? How do I do the next step? Did I do this right? Let me double check this. Let me look at what comes next. Did I really learn that? Let me go back and see that I really have it. Now I'm going to move forward. And you will see that whether it's fixing a leaky faucet or setting up technological equipment or learning a new skill or finishing a class or doing Feng Shui in your home, whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to have this step by step, slow, steady wins the race. Not frantic, not, oh, I got to do it all at once, but allowing yourself to slow down and really be there and be present. So this idea of mindset and your home communicating to you and your life communicating to you is so strong right now that you might want to ask yourself, what have I been focused on? Where has my mind been? Has it been going off in tangents, getting pulled in different directions? Is it time to streamline, to declutter your inbox, to declutter your computer, to declutter your social media, to declutter? My camera roll on my camera is outrageous. I think I have like 10,000 things to go through. It's really gotten out of control. And I can't find things that I'm looking for. So is it time to just progressively, not all at once, I'm not going to sit down and delete 10,000 photos, but progressively start letting things go. And as you do, whether it's decluttering your house, decluttering your computer, setting things up around you so they're more clean and clear, finishing unfinished projects, as you do all of this, slowly, progressively, learning, growing, as you do this, you are freeing up your mind. You're freeing up energy around you, and more things can come to you. And when you do this stuff with the energy of relaxed, with the energy of open-heartedness, you can receive more. Mercury retrograde is extremely abundant. Mercury retrograde is an amazing time to work on enhancing all the things that are going to bring you more abundance. So your whole space, more clear, your mind more clear, and be clear on what it is you are focused on. You cannot control your mind, but you can, minute by minute, you can't control your mind, but you can bring in new habits that help you to think more aligned with what you want. You might want to make a list of things that you want on a piece of paper, keep it on your desk, and look at it every day and go, this is what I'm focused on. If I find myself focused on other things, I'm going to just shake it off, come back and read my list. It's easy. And it can help so much. So this doesn't have to be a turn your whole life upside down. It's more releasing all the stuff in the way so that you can receive more and more and more. So this is going to bring you more energy. This is going to bring you more life force. This is going to bring you so much more of the things that you are looking for. Yes, there is a way to create new habits and not feel overwhelmed. If you feel overwhelmed doing anything to do with wellness, and this is a great time for wellness, actually. Mercury has a lot to do with Virgo. Virgo has a lot to do with wellness. I'm a Virgo. I have a few big Virgo planets. Anything we do that is for our wellness, our personal growth, anything that we do in that way, if you're doing it and it's overwhelming or it's stressful or you need to use so much willpower because you don't really like or want to do it, that you have to will yourself to do it, this is a time where you don't want to be willing anything. That's so much energy. That's so much force. And I see people trying to convince themselves, to trick themselves into believing things they don't believe. For instance, some people learn about the law of attraction and then they try to convince themselves that everything's all good. I just have to believe it's all good. I have to believe it's all good. I have to believe it's all good. When it's not. You have things to handle. You have things to confront. It's okay for things to not be okay. It's important that we see what's in front of us. This is all about slowing down and seeing, okay, this is a mess. This does need to be cleared. This is not clear. I really need to get more clarity in this way. But I'm not going to force myself to get more clarity. I'm going to slow down and I'm going to look at all the facets of this. I'm going to look at what it is I might need to learn. I'm going to look at how I can approach this step by step. I'm going to look at how I can focus more on the outcomes that I want. And I'm not going to try to fool myself or push myself or control my mind or anything else. I first learned about the law of attraction when I was 12 years old. And my dad used to play these cassette tapes when I would come visit in California. And it was the summer, and he was playing all these tapes about how if your mind is completely positive, then everything in your life is going to be completely positive. And I was like, I'm in, if that's what you say. And so I tried to do it. And it was easier when I was 12 years old. There was less responsibility and I could be more positive, and especially during the summer when there was nothing to do. But then when I got back to school and there were things going on and I found myself worrying, I was like, oh no, I'm going to ruin all the blessings coming into my life. Oh no, I'm going to ruin this. And it took me a while to understand that it's not about perfect. It is, and it's really stressful to try to control your mind. It's not about that, but it is about making choices and deliberately creating things around you that keep you higher and lighter naturally. That's the whole point of Feng Shui. That's the whole point of wellness. So if your wellness is making you stressed, it's not wellness. And I just want everyone to hear that, because there's so many things that we're fed and told that we need to do, need to optimize and eat, and it changes all the time, and it's confusing and it's overwhelming, and it's not true. What's true is what is resonant with you. And again, this is about your self-expression, Gemini, your mind, your self-expression, your communication, what's true for you. So if you might want to even look at decluttering wellness practices that don't work for you. There's so many people who are forcing themselves to do things every day. I used to try to force myself to do a certain kind of meditation that I didn't like to do. And I was like, well, what am I doing to myself? And I would force myself and tell myself, if only I could do this, something great would happen. And it didn't really indicate to me as anything for me. Not everything is for everyone. So if you have that stuff that you're forcing yourself to do a workout, do a different workout. Forcing yourself to do a meditation, do a different kind. Forcing yourself to do something that's supposed to be for your personal growth, a certain kind of journaling or a certain kind of doing anything. No, this is about your personal alignment. That means it's got to feel good. All this stuff should feel good. That's why part of the reason why I don't work, there's many reasons why I don't work with Feng Shui that has to do with strict rules and craziness of compasses and dates changing and lucky this and lucky that, because that is so not aligned with you as a person. It's taking all your power and putting it outside of you and trying to get everything right. And if you're trying to do that in any way in your life, Mercury retrograde can be a great time to slow down and just say, I am totally, completely done doing this. And I'm going to focus 100,000% on the things that align me. And it's going to change the way you communicate. It's going to change the way you show up in the world. And now let's get into how you can really upgrade your communication, turn the dial up a little bit more. Now you're clearing stuff that's not aligned. You're not forcing yourself to do things. You're relaxing so you can receive more. All of this is great, right? No computers are crashing. No life is coming crumbling down. This is all awesome. As you are really focused on what feels right to you. Now you can think about, how can I really level up the ways that I communicate? What would be more aligned for me? How can I, let's just say every day you are on social media doing something for your job, how can I do this in a way that feels better for me? Is there a new platform you might want to join? During a Mercury retrograde, I joined TikTok. I didn't even realize I was doing it during retrograde. I was just like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll do it. And it was wild and crazy and so much fun. And it seems like every retrograde, I go back and get deep into it. And I'm so excited to make more TikToks right now. Same thing with coming back to YouTube and getting really involved in this community. I love you guys so much. And it was during a retrograde that I decided, you know what? I love doing this. Like, I really want to do more of this. Where do you want to communicate more? It might be in a group that you're a part of. It might be a group you want to join. It might be learning to do public speaking, working on your communication. It might be your wardrobe. It might be dumping things in your closet during this retrograde, or doing clothing swaps with friends so that you have more of your style on display. You might find that there are some other things ways that you can communicate with more of your energy behind them. As I said at the beginning, if you find that you're being robotic, if you find that you're just like, I have to answer all these emails, and you're just like drudging your way through it, instead say, I'm communicating with a human being right now, even though it doesn't seem that way sometimes when we're typing a million emails, right? I'm communicating with a human being. I want their day to be better. I want them to understand what I'm saying. Let me take the time to really write an email that matters. It doesn't have to be a lot more time that you spend. It just shifts the energy and focus, and people feel it. Whether or not you're aware of it, and this is the beauty of the chakras and why I love working with the chakras and Feng Shui, your chakra system, all this energy within you, all this energy that's moving through you is creating layers of your aura that are communicating to others without you saying a word. Your energy is communicating all the time. Have you noticed that when you feel really good, somehow the best people call you, or you run into them on the street, or you get a message from them, you're feeling really good and they just sense it and boom, there they are. Or you can tell when someone's calling you, whether it's a good kind of a call or a contentious kind of a call. You can almost feel it as you're pressing the button or lifting up your phone. You can feel it. You can feel when someone walks into a room. Even now, like going into a store and everyone's wearing masks in stores where I live in Los Angeles, you can't see if someone's smiling or not, but I can tell if someone's happy and you could tell if someone's not. We're communicating all the time energetically. So when you start really focusing in on this sense, we've been talking about this in lots of the lives for lots of things happening this year, this sense of refueling yourself, reviving yourself, slowing down and paying attention to the details and being more present, more focused, more present. When you're more here right now, that's when things start to happen. So the chakras are so cool because not only are they creating this aura and this glow around you, but they're helping you to pick up information from the environment and to communicate to the environment constantly. So if you want to become more naturally magnetic, if you want to become more, that person who has just things start falling into place, aligning your energy is where it's at. And it all starts with this sense of being grounded and present, which starts with slowing down and paying attention to what's happening right now in front of you and not being afraid of it and not, wanting to put blinders on and be like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. See it. Get to the bottom of things. Let yourself really see the benefit of getting to the bottom of things and really making big transformation happen. That's how this all works. So on that note, this is also a great time always during Mercury retrograde to get things finished, review things, revise things, go through the details of things you've already created and say, how can I make it better? Can I add more energy to this? Can I add more of my personality to this? Can I add more sparkle to it in some way? It's a really, really good time to get into your well-being, revitalize yourself, revitalize all the words for retrograde, reorganize, revamp, and with a sense of presence, calm, knowing that your focus is going to make amazing things happen and creating space around you that supports you. So if anyone has questions about this, I'm so psyched to answer them. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I make tons of these lives, but also tons and tons of videos. I'm going to be starting on lots more videos soon. And the Breakthrough Camp is here if you want to dive in. I put the link in the chat. I'll put it below when I post this for this 8-week immersion in creating more alignment in your energy, in your home, in your life. We work with chakras, with Feng Shui, and really getting deep into this sense of self-actualization. We all have so much potential. And a lot of times we can suffer from knowing that our potential is not being manifest. But it doesn't take a lucky day or a lucky year or a lucky transit in the sky in order to manifest more of your potential. All the things that Mercury retrograde represents can help you to get into that place of alignment to manifest more of your potential. So enjoy slowing down a little bit and receiving more. This can be the most abundant time ever in the year. This can be the most beneficial time in the year. This can be the time in the year where things really open up. Sometimes we're so busy running and giving and doing and putting things out all over the place and spreading our energy all over that we don't take time to receive. So allow things to come in. Allow yourself to feel amazing. Have the most amazing time during this retrograde and Remember, it's about communicating your brilliance to the world more. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to be more brilliantly communicating? How are you going to be more true to you? That's what it's really all about. It's not about, I see these videos sometimes come up like how to text X, Y, and Z, or how to write the letter that's going to get you the job. And it's nice to have a framework for things like getting a job. But it's also really important that if you're looking to get a job, that you're doing your research and have details in your letter and put your heart and soul into it. That's what makes people interested, not just following a template. You're not a template. You're a genius. And all your genius and talents and all that brilliance, it's time to shine even brighter. So if you have any questions, always let me know. Leave them below, comments, anything. If you have amazing stories of Mercury retrogrades, please share them. I've had so many incredible things happen during retrogrades. I look forward to this all throughout the year. Whenever these Mercury retrogrades happen, we communicate so much. Just being able to slow down more can be magical. So again, guys, I love you, and I will see you soon with more videos to come. And you can join us in the Breakthrough Camp, or you can learn more, or if you want to see the free videos and you haven't yet, leave a comment below and I'll make sure you get them. And yes, it is time to shine. Have a great day, everyone, and enjoy. This starts on Saturday and it goes all the way through to June 22nd. So you have lots and lots of time to make things even more magical. Mwah. I will talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you.